everyone, welcome to Oxygen 24/7. This is our YouTube channel GIB CIB English Media, and my name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the specific area of tips and study plan for beginners who are doing this for the first time. That is, they are giving their CAIIB June 2025 exam. Everyone, okay, first of all, please share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel right away. I'll be talking about the CAIIB June 2025 examination now. When we talk about the CAIIB examination, first of all, everyone, is it different from that of JIB? Of course, it is different from that. How is it different? Now, let's talk about that part in detail. But before that, let's just like the session, everyone, and let's begin with it. Okay. First of all, when we talk about the CAIIB examination, I hope you already know that in your examination you have got a few portions which are completely optional, then the part which is compulsory, right? So the compulsory part is the 4 subjects are compulsory, and you have the specific area of 1 optional subject. Just like JIB, in this examination also you have that benefit that you have time to study, and you will be getting 1 week. Again, 2-hour setup is there, right? And it is for overall 100 marks. Now let's talk about the examination in detail further. When we talk about the CAIIB examination, again for the banking area, it's again a specific area where you will get a double increment, है ना? In terms of the CAIIB examination, of course, it is way more than that of JIB. In the examination structure, it is basically conducted every single year twice. So if you're planning, the most important thing is you give this examination when you are absolutely ready, because you will be having those 5 subjects altogether. In those 5 subjects, what happens is that when we talk about those 5 subjects altogether, 4 is compulsory. After a week you have normally the examination, but somehow this thing has also happened that instead of having this examination in terms of every week 1 exam, they have gone for 2 exams in 1 week as well. So that makes the entire examination slightly more difficult. Acha, now when we talk about the CAIIB examination, there are 4 compulsory, 1 optional, and when we talk about the overall area, it starts with first examination is normally of ABM, Advanced Bank Management, then we have BFM, Bank Financial Management, then we have the third one is Advanced Business and Financial Management, and last is Banking Regulations and Business Laws. This is BRBL. Okay, so we have ABM, BFM, ABFM, and BRBL. All these subjects are compulsory, and then we have the specific area of optional subjects. Optional subjects are rural banking, HRM, risk management, central banking, or information technology and digital banking. Now, when we talk about all these subjects, see one particular area. Since we're talking about the tips and tricks now, always be very clear about what is your optional subject. For that, what you need to do is look out for the syllabus of each and every optional subject. Rural banking syllabus, then we have optional resources management, the human HRM, then risk management. Just go through the syllabus of each and every of these individually. Once you have gone through individually, then your overall I would say the specific confidence and knowledge about the particular topic will increase. 4 subjects you have to do in any case, so that means there is a clarity ki, haan, this is what I have to do. But the problem arises when we talk about the optional subjects. So you have to be very clear about what do you want to do from the very beginning. Before you even register, you should start with this particular thing only. Matlab, for the beginners, the first thing is to actually look at the research part of your optional subject. Go through the subjects properly. Second point, then we talk about you have to discuss the specific area of how do you start your studies. Everyone, let's be very simplistic about it. We're all adults. Being adult means we do not study like children anymore. When we were kids, we could actually sit down and tell everybody, I'm closing the door, we're not talking to anyone, and we can sit and study. Especially, I think, uh, many of you would be parents as well. You have your children, and so many things are going around. I think I've seen so many people studying as well as working right now, which is way more challenging. So first of all, hats off to you that you are still continuing with your studies, especially when you are married and you have children as well. There's another level of effort that is required. So whenever you try to sit down and study now, please do not procrastinate. Don't think that pata hai, by the end now, last month I will do a total big one study and I'll sit down and I'll give 18 hours, 14 hours a day. You just cannot. This is one particular reality which, as soon as you accept, you'll be in a way different world altogether. First of all, accept this part. We cannot sit down and study for 14 to 18 hours or even 6 hours a day just before the examination. This will also be a trouble. So first of all, decide how much time can you devote daily right now. For example, if I talk about myself right now, sometimes studying becomes very difficult. For example, Abhina, we it's a practical thing only. We are currently doing some renovation at our place. When the renovation work is going on, it is impossible that I pick up a book and say I will finish this book today. You just can't. N number of things are going on, and then there are so many other things left. Your office work is left. You're devoting 8 hours to 10 hours in your office work and commutation and all. So practically it is not possible that I can say ki nahi. With all this work, you have to sit down and study as well. To sit down and study, first of all, decide from where you want to study. That part is your IIBF book. If you are opting for any of the classes there, if I talk about ours only, right? I teach ABFM in this area. ABFM is my subject. So in that particular area, I can say ki ha, ABFM is something I'm comfortable with because I already know the subject. But about other subjects, if I have to sit down and study ABM, BFM, I think I'll have to take out 1 hour, 1.5 hour per day for the subjects. Right. So I'll say, first of all, choose your study material. That should be IIBF book, or anybody who's actually providing you in the notes should be exclusively from the IIBF book. That's one particular area. And then second is once you're done with this part, there is a specific study which I was going through. It said that people have a better memory when they use pencil or pen and notebook rather than using it on pen tabs and all. In this case, pen tabs and all doesn't really give you a specific strong memory of the thing that you have read. So when we talk about the specific area, find out how comfortable you are in terms of learning. For example, I know a few of my bankers, they are women, and while they were going through the classes, they literally admitted in the class itself that, ma'am, I cannot answer the numerical right now because I'm cooking and I have to prepare food for my family. But I'm listening to all that point. By the end of the class, if there would be anything, I'll ask you. And they have actually done that by the end of the class as well. So find out what is your forte. You are comfortable with audios, you're comfortable with visuals, or you are basically looking forward to anything. This is what you know better than anybody. And then break down the syllabus. Again, look at all the five subjects altogether, four compulsory, one optional. If I talk about our book only, I'm teaching ABFM. So in terms of ABFM, you will find that more than 600 pages are there for 25 chapters, everyone. It's not easy. You know? Then prioritize and allocate time. You do not have 28 hours. You have 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. And this really doesn't seem to be very normal. Let's talk about it. Huh? I told you that there are 24 hours in a day. How much time do you devote to your office and all? You would say, ma'am, we normally leave at around 9. Okay, maybe people are leaving at 8, 8:30 as well. So from 8 to 8, our timing is stuck. Now that is where the first part comes. You will say, okay, ma'am, 8 to 8 we are done. So that means out of 24 hours, 12 hours are gone. Practically nobody sleeps for more than 8 hours. Currently, all the adults, especially if you have children as well, bring down to 6 hours, है ना? That means 12 hours gone, 12 hours gone for the office work and all. Then plus 6 to 7 hours, let's keep that particular part, 7 hours for your sleep there. And then we are left with around 5 more hours. In those 5 hours, what will you do? First of all, just take out 2 hours again. 2 hours should be taken out for the resting part and getting ready. 1 hour for getting ready and 1 hour for coming out, coming back home and getting ready. You're still left with 3 hours. Weird, na? Matlab, if you do actually the breakdown calculation, you will find you still have 3 hours. But what do you do in these 3 hours is something, if I really ask you to recollect now, you will say, I don't know, it just passed by, right? So and other people who are actually working for their families as well, and they are basically living alone and doing their works, then cut down this particular 3 hour time, because when you're talking about cooking and maintaining your house and doing the other work as well, it will come down to be next 1 to 2 hours is something you just don't even know where it went away. That means if you break down the entire 24 hours, everyone, you're just left with 1 hour a day. That too is very difficult. That means the people who are actually studying, I know bankers who are studying. Well, how do they do it? At 6 a.m. in the morning, they are having a class. 6 to 7, they attend the class. Then 7 o'clock, they are finding their work. Their kids have to go to school. They're working upon the multiple areas. They are actually packing their tiffins and looking at the class as well. So that particular thing that I know. So what do they do? For the watching of the class, they are allocating their time. कि ठीक है, the class would be at this point of time. I'll watch the class at that point of time itself. But what about your self study? If you bring down your self study na, the self study part is hardly 1 hour, and practically it comes down to half an hour at one point of time, because you cannot study in one go. If today even I have a family, I live in a joint family. So what happens is, if I sit at one point of time now, after half an hour there's something happening, then you go and then you come back. This is where the difference arises. When we were kids, we could give a thorough timing altogether. Now we have to go and come back and study. So that is where you have to maintain that focus. Next part is looking forward towards time management and organizing your studies. What do you do? Don't create a very difficult schedule for yourself. I will give 8 hours a day. You just can't give even 2 hours a day continuously. So be practical. That I think I'll half an hour per day is fine. I'll start with half an hour. Then avoid procrastination. If it is 8 o'clock, I'll start at 8 p.m. If it is 8:05, I'll start at 8:30. This particular thing is very normal. Don't do that. Once you start doing it, the particular circle never ends. And take regular breaks. Huh? After half an hour, prefer taking a break, because our concentration has definitely changed over the period of time. Right? So whenever you are studying, just give that time process accordingly. Then comes the specific era. Scientific methods when you start your studying is basically active learning. Don't whenever you are learning something, na, write down. Prepare quick notes of the same. Those quick notes would be definitely more helpful in terms of explaining. Then just teach the same thing to some other person there. And repetition. You did something today. After 1 week, do it again. After 1 week, do it again. That particular clarity is going to help you a lot in your studies overall. And everyone, mind mapping is one cool thing. Connecting acha one chapter with another chapter with another chapter, this is also going to be very helpful for all of you in terms of your studies. Then comes practice, practice, practice. There is no escape to it. You want to learn something, you have to do it time and again. Go for the mock test, go for the sample papers. Then comes simulate real exam conditions. Basically, when you go for the mock testing, you are preparing yourself for those kind of questions. Find your strengths and weaknesses and enhance your confidence. People lose confidence when they took a lot of time in terms of clearing JIB. So please be very careful when you're going for the examination. Tell yourself, I'm fine, I'll be doing well. Familiarize with the examination format, know the format, maintain your time, and everyone, don't look at anything else but solve your problems. When you find that you are not able to find the time at all, find alternates to get that time, because it's only you who can take up the time. Nobody else can do that. If you commute, you go through by to organizations by your own vehicles, then it is very difficult to study while going and coming. But if you're going through any public transport, it makes it easier for you. While going, you can open up the specific courses and watch the classes and all, you know. Then mistakes that you have to avoid, we have talked about it. Number one is procrastination. Second is avoid, I would say, avoid phones. Phones create a lot of problems, because it creates a problem for me as well. When I'm sitting and studying, the phone rings, everything goes down the drain. So keep your phones aside when you are studying. If you are studying from your phone, then prefer just keeping yourself logged to the app that from where you are learning. And don't go for last minute preparation. When people tell you, I just went through the last minute marathon and I cracked the exam, please go and ask how many attempts they have taken. Please go and ask what is their background in terms of studies. These things are also very much relevant when they are going for the examination. Okay, so this brings the clarity in terms of your studies. So please make sure when you are talking about these things, you are doing your bit in your studies, right? Acha, before I end the session, the basic purpose was to let you know how to prepare your case studies and the tips overall. I would like to tell you about our courses that we are bringing up. But before that, let's talk about this. This is our you, website www.adda247.com. And pata hai, recently we are just about to launch our CAIIB new batches for 2025. So this is where you can find CAIIB June 2025 batches. This is our batch. See, you can see my name there. This is me, and we are looking forward towards ABFM increment batch. It is starting, right? So this is from starting from 26th of November, everyone. From 8 to 9 p.m. we are starting with this batch. What you need to do is click on the area of buy now, use the specific code Y, oh, use the code Y541 and apply it. If you'll apply the specific code, you will find that the courses are available currently at 70, hold on, Y541 and apply this. You will get it for 79% discount is going on, and pata hai 1% extra if you are using our app. So you can get that point. 350 hours of live classes are there, 194 test series are there, and ebooks are also there. वैसे according with this ना, if you're planning to purchase a CIB courses other than increment batch, you can definitely go for Mahapack. In Mahapack, you get English medium, you get bilingual, both the areas, both every teacher who's involved. You can see this is only for English medium. We have a specific team for bilingual as well. So you can watch any of those videos. Plus the benefit of Mahapack is all 5 optional subjects is available. All 5 available, matlab, I think that's one of the best things to happen. Why do I say this? Because if you take that particular batch, Mahapack, you have all the 5 subjects, go through their first 2 3 classes, check out which particular optional subject you are comfortable with. Don't go for something which is very new to you. That's one particular tip I'll give you. Don't go for something which is absolutely new. Go for something which you already know to clear the optional in an easier way. Okay, so this is one particular area. Go through those particular classes there, decide your optional subject and start preparing there. Even in Mahapack, you have our previous marathons and previous classes as well, so you don't even have to wait for the live classes to start. You can start your preparation right away. Just use the code Y541 and you will get 80% discount, everyone, by using our app and using the specific code. So go ahead and check it out right away, everyone. Thank you so much for being there. I'll be meeting you in the next session. Stay tuned.